Hi, math lovers. Can you solve this equation? We have 1 over 2 times x cubed minus 32 times x equals to 0. We have to find the value of x. X is question mark. The way I will start solving this problem is I will escape this fraction first. We have variable and in front of it we have coefficient, which is fraction. I will make all parts of this equation times 2, the inverse of this coefficient, right? It's 1 over 2. If I multiply with 2, I will cross out 2's. So this part also times 2, and the last part also times 2. Here, as I told you, we can cross out this 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1. So 1 times 1 is 1. We have now 1 as a coefficient, which is we never write down 1 as a coefficient. We will left with here x cubed minus 2 times 32x will be 64x equals to 2 times 0. Any number times 0, the answer is 0. So this is what we have. This is same thing. They are equivalent equations in different way written. So we escape the fraction. Now we have x cubed minus 64x equals to 0. What is the next step? I will factor out x because we have x in this part and with 64 too, right? When we factor out, that means we have to divide x cubed by x, will remain x squared. And then minus 64x divided by x, x's can cross out, we will left with only 64. This is equal to 0. Now when we have two terms multiplied together and the answer is 0, that means or this x can be 0, this first one, or the other term, which is x squared minus 64 can be equal to 0. Now we have one answer, x equals to 0. But as you see, we have x cubed. That means we're going to have 3 possible answers. So we will solve this x squared minus 64 equals to 0 and find out the other 2 answers. X squared minus 64 equals to 0. We can take this 64 to the right side and change the sign. Or in schools, we say, let's add both sides to 64. Add 64 with 64. This negative 64 plus 64 will be crossed out, becomes 0. And the right side, we have just 64. That's the same thing when we take this whole thing and 64 and bring to the right side, and it will change the sign. When we pass the equation sign, we change the sign of the number to keep the balance. If we subtract from left, we have to add to the right, right? Now we have x squared equals to 64. X equals to plus and minus square root of 64. X equals to plus and minus 8. So we have x equals to 0, x equals to 8 and x equals to negative 8. Three answers can be solution for this equation. If we plug them, solve this left side, we have to get the answer 0. But in mathematically, we write the answers inside of parentheses from least to greatest, which is negative 8 is the smaller one, right? Then 0, and then positive 8. This is the way we represent the answer after we solve the problem. I hope you understand and liked it. This is very important part of algebra. It seems like basic, but it is not. In higher level of algebra, also we use this part. Thank you for following. Please comment, say your suggestions, and subscribe.